Hello students, today in engineering assignments we are going to study a subject called as disaster management, in which we will be dealing with the common disaster types in India. As we all know that India is a country which is vulnerable to both natural and man-made disaster, and India is prone to natural disaster. It's because of its geographical and climatic condition, and the man-made disaster is basically due to terrorism and all. The World Bank in 2004 conducted a series of analysis. From that, it has been found that around 68% of India is vulnerable to droughts, 60% is to the earthquake, and 12% of India was affected by the flood and 8% by the cyclone. Now let us discuss about the past disasters in India. The disaster in India has started from the British rule itself. The first disaster to be reported in India was Great Bengal famine. It was in 1770 and it affected the whole West Bengal, Odisha and Bangladesh. Around 1 crore death was reported. According to Indian economist Amartya Sen, it was a man-made disaster and it occurred due to the combination of explorative policies of the British East India Company and the weather condition. Actually, it started in 1769 because of the failed monsoon and continued till 1773. Most of the people died basically because of hunger. Next is cyclone in Odisha, and it was called as super cyclone, and it occurred in 1999. This tropical cyclone occurred in the North Indian Ocean with a speed of 260 km per hour. It affected Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand also. And in India, in the state of Odisha, the Jagat Singhpur was badly affected by this super cyclone. It was reported that around 30,000 people were killed and 12.9 people were injured in it. Next occurred the Gujarat earthquake in 2001, and it affected most of the district in the Gujarat. It was reported that 20,000 people were killed in it and many more were injured. Next, in 2004, there came the tsunami. It affected the coastal regions of South India, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep Islands, Indonesia as well as Sri Lanka. Around 2.30 lakhs people were dead. Next came the Kashmir earthquake. It was in 2005. The Kashmir and surrounding areas were affected. Over 86,000 people were killed in it. In 2007, the Bihar flood affected India. The district which was most affected was Bhagalpur, and most of the Bihar district were affected. Around 1,287 people were dead in it, and thousands of livestock lost their life. Next came the Uttaranchal flood in 2013. It affected 12 to 13 districts of the state. 4 districts were totally worstly affected by this. In this flood, 5,700 people were dead and 4,200 villages were destroyed in it. Next is about the Kerala flood. The Kerala was affected by the flood in 2018, 19 and 2020. Many people were dead and many people were injured and most of the people lost their livelihood in this. Now if you take the India's vulnerability profile, you can see in this diagram that is India's vulnerability to the disaster. It says that around 59% of the India is prone to earthquake, 12% is prone to flood and erosion, and 76% is prone to cyclone and tsunami, and 68% is prone to drought, and 33 to 90% is prone to forest fires, and some of the land in India is vulnerable to CBRN devastation in urban and industrial area. CBRN devastation means it is the land which has been exposed to chemical, biological, radiological and nuclear explosions. Now, subsequent to super cyclone in Odisha, that was in 1999, the Birj earthquake in Gujarat also happened, and it happened on the Republic Day. Thereafter, the government adopted a multidimensional and multidisciplinary process involving scientific, engineering, financial and social process in the area of disaster management. The Government of India has constituted a high-power committee on disaster management for formulating the disaster management plan throughout all the states in India. The High Power Committee on the Disaster Management has identified around 31 types of disasters, in which the tsunami was added in the list in 2005. Now let us discuss about list of various disasters. First one is water and climate related disasters. It includes floods and drainage management, cyclones, tornadoes and hurricanes, hailstorms, cloudbursts, heat waves and cold waves, snow avalanches, droughts, sea erosion, thunder and lightning, also the tsunami. Next in the list comes geological related disaster. It includes landslide and mud flows, earthquakes, dam failure or dam burst, mine disaster. Next is chemical, industrial and nuclear related disasters. It includes chemical and industrial disasters, also the nuclear disasters. Next is accident related disaster. That is the forest fires, urban fires, mine flooding, oil spills, major building collapse, serial bomb blast, festival related disasters, electrical disasters and fires, air, road and rail accidents, boat collapsing, village fire. Next is biological related disaster. It is biological related disasters and epidemics in which COVID-19 falls under this category, that is epidemic. Next is pet attacks, cattle epidemics, food poisoning. Okay. Now you can count through it. You can see that 31 disasters has been listed over here. Now let me categorize the disaster. Disaster can be categorized into time-based and type-based. Type-based includes natural and man-made disaster, and time-based includes slow onset and quick onset. The slow onset means it will take time for happening. So slowly it will be happening. But the quick onset means the disaster will be happening at once. You don't even get a time to think what should be done to save our life, whom to call for the help and all. So students, that's all for now. In the next video, we'll be discussing the details about natural disaster. Thank you students. Thank you for watching my video.